Hello Commanders, and welcome to another round of Clan Raid. We are on SR12 Leshir with a bonus SR5 Strat. We're hitting a bit of a brick wall here. This one's a bit of a doozy. Also, still no sign of Jormag. We've upped the reward for his safe return. Let me go ahead and show you here in a minute what we're up against, but first, if you would like, subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want notifications when I drop new videos. Also, please feel free to leave comments below. Also, if you have a strat that is viable that you'd like for me to try and replicate, that would be fantastic. We could really use one for this one. And we're going to go ahead and dive right in. So I'm going to show you how things played out. We have our first attempt here. I ran with a couple of Mind Corruptors and a whole lot of archers and a couple druids. My theory behind this build was that I would be able to turn his army against him using the artifacts, the Eye of the Corruptor and the Eyes of the Ancient One. It doesn't have the push that it needs. It's got the longevity, but it just doesn't have the push. So let's go ahead and show you that. I was using fire resist, stun resist, and immunity. The immunity was just to kind of hold off that initial thrust and to turn enough of the units to turn it around. However, once that expired, my Mind Corruptors went down. So this one did not work so hot. It doesn't take long for the rest of it to get cleared out. Attempt number 2, we did a bit of a different strategy. We hopped up that front Mind Corruptor with 2 Valkyries, and we took that second Mind Corruptor and moved it behind. The theory behind that was that the first Mind Corruptor would catch some units, and that anything that got too close to that first Mind Corruptor would be then caught by the second Mind Corruptor and hopefully keep some of the heat off of it. All of the archers, by the way, have block on them. The thought behind that was that they would soak the soul pylon orbs, and that they would ultimately be able to perform the damage on Leshir once the army was cleared, and you'd have just a bazillion crows popping up and down on Leshir, which I was able to do on earlier SR levels. But again, we'll go ahead and show you, it does not really work so hot. I'm wondering maybe some mind shrooms up front to catch some of those shield bearers and turn them real fast. With that mythic artifact, Eyes of the Ancient One, you'll see it blinking all the time, and that just means that something's getting turned. You're popping another eye all over the place. And you'll see, this is something that I've learned yesterday, was that you don't have to depend on the eyes for mind control to get procs on spawning new eyes. You can use the Mind Corruptors for that. So the Mind Corruptors, if you mind control something with them and it dies, you then have a 30% chance, up to 30% chance, of flipping that into an eye. Now, again, it doesn't have the push that it needs. I was thinking that the burning conditions that the crows and the spiders have, that would be enough to take down those life stones and the spiders' nests, but it just doesn't get there. All right, number 3. But and they are nerfing the Eyes of the Ancient One, but they're buffing the Eye of the Corruptor. So yeah, it may be a 15% chance cap initially on that first ascension. Instead of 30, but the Eyes of the Corruptor are going to be buffed substantially. The Eye of the Corruptor is going to be buffed substantially, so it may balance out to where you'll still have to use them in conjunction with one another, but it'll hopefully help. Now you see, I've thrown in the Stormcaller there. The thought there was that it would get all the stuff in the back. It's just not happening. I'm wondering if maybe I dropped the fire resistance elixir, because I've got enough druids. Everything's got plenty of health, so even if I do get hit, I'd probably survive and the druids would cleanse it. And there's a bazillion things running around, so my primary army there is not really getting touched very much. So there is the potential for this to be viable if maybe we switched out for the ranged damage elixir. So there you go. Those were my 3 attempts for Leshir. I'll throw in this bonus SR5 Leshir for those who are on SR5, just kind of give you an idea of how to work that. Now, I'll let it run through, and then I'll go back and explain why I did what I've done, and how it all plays out. But you see, he's going down just fine. Once we clear through everything, we're on him for the rest of the time without hardly any interruption. So let me explain what went on there. Okay, we have the core group down here. They're going to push through that first life stone, clear this whole flank, and then work up to the boss. So that's self-explanatory. The drummer and the paladin are crucial to that because they keep everything up and they keep everything moving. The crows stun, so having the drummer there keeps everything cranking. The paladin just keeps everything topped off, including the dogs. The dogs, I think, have protection 3 and damage 3, so they're able to take a beating. The assassins take out this one nest in the back and then move down to the lifestone and take that out. And the risen warriors, I'm not sure they're entirely necessary because these dogs just run all the way to the back and get that rear lifestone. This bomb clears the path for that by taking out the front lifestone and this back group of shield bearers. So that's is pretty straightforward, not a whole lot of strategy there, but it's very effective at clearing everything out. So let's show you again how that goes down. Again, the bomb takes out that lifestone on the top, clears the path for the hounds to run all the way through, and the hounds and the risen warriors kind of bring up that rear flank and take out the hammer throwers. The previous attempts that I did on this, the hammer throwers stayed throughout the whole battle. I was still able to take them down, but the hammer throwers stayed, and they eventually took out the paladin, and then stuff started to die a lot faster. But again, you'll notice I'd still managed to knock off a few hearts before I figured out how to take out those hammer throwers on his top side. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and we will have some more content for you soon. I have seen a successful video of an SR11 attempt. I will try to get permission to see if I can share that with you later, so stay tuned. We may have an actual SR11 success that I can share with you, but again, I always respect your guys's Bitcoin's up, there we go. I always respect y'all's privacy. If you share something with me, please clarify whether or not I can share it with everyone else. And yeah, so stay tuned. We'll have some stuff for you in a bit, hopefully.